a video on the Remington P14. I got this one a few years ago from Melbourne at an auction. I was under the impression it was an M17 or P17 if you're an American, and I put a ridiculous bid on it thinking that it would go up in increments, but it didn't. The first bid I put on was the bid I paid, and no one else bid it against me, so this bastard cost me top dollar, about $900, that is top dollar. But then again, it is a very nice rifle. The bolt number doesn't match the action, and the rear sight doesn't have a number. Oh yes, it does. 77. Oh, okay. Well, the rear sight does match the action, and they're the only two numbers that are actually, three numbers that are on these things. It's got an armourer's repair there behind the rear tang, which is pretty common on these things. They get weakened with a large amount of oil and grease that leaks in, and they just go and split straight down there. There is one mark on the butt. I'm looking at it on an angle. It is just a circle with an arrow in it with 506 and 25.2 under it, which means nothing to me. Might mean something to someone else. On the other side, I think it's just a rack number. It just says 81. There was a painted on number over here, but it's just fallen off. I can remember it being there, but it's just gone. I suppose oil got underneath the enamel paint and just lifted it. There is no pitting on this thing. There is the bluing on the barrel band isn't all that good, but I can replace that. I do have Remington ones inside that probably a better fit too, and better looking screw. There's no pitting. The barrel is inside is in very good condition. It's worn but not pitted. It's obviously had a fair few shots through it, but it's not snowy white, which is what cordite does to barrels. It makes them go white, and oh well, I can't explain it. You've got to see it to understand. It's not very attractive. It's not shiny. There's no volley sights on this, of course, being a Remington. Yeah, no volley sight. The rear spring stop rest, which is slightly graduated to fit inside there, slightly smaller. If you've got an M17/P17, they're the same width all the way down and won't fit inside a P14 spring stop rest. So I don't know what the design was with them, whether they all had arms on them and they ground them off or some didn't. But the Remington, no, didn't have volleys. Not that I know of. I've never seen one, never heard of it. It has the Remington oval there. Remington owned Eddystone, which made locomotives back in the day and retooled in America to make the Eddystone version of these. They, I think they made the most, and I think Remington made the least, I think. Don't quote me on that. I make these little videos just for people who are just looking at the actual parts of the rifle that they might be trying to do work on themselves, just for a reference. Like most pictures you see of P14s and stuff like that, they're pretty vague, grainy, they don't help much. I'm hoping this might be able to help someone out. That's about it. I was talking, can I get to it? I was talking earlier about rifles. Oops, got the right one, yep. That I just buy just to disassemble and put away. This here's one. This is an Eddystone M17. It's got a military barrel, which isn't in bad condition inside, but the front sight's been hacked, as you can see, and the rear sight is welded on. Although I must say it's a very nice weld. It's been well done. That's the only positive thing I can say about it. So I'm taking it up to the gunsmith in Uralla and he's getting to screw the barrel off. He can chuck that in his shit tin, and it hasn't been drilled and tapped for a scope, which is good. That makes it a good candidate later on for rebarreling into something bigger. It does have a straight plate, which is good. It's good. It's got a little bit of pitting there, but that'll polish out. It's got a standard military trigger. Can put a chimney on that. I do have one inside. I just found it amongst all my shit on the floor. It's got two little holes there that I would say have been for some sort of peep sight, I would say. I'll get them filled. This bloke in Adrian in Uralla, he's good at that sort of thing. I'll get him to plug them for me if he's interested. I don't know how busy he is. And then I'll just grease it up and stick them in a plastic bag like that and straight up there for posterity. And that's what I meant by bagging these things up. And getting back to the spring stock, that's an M17 one. It's got a bit of pitting there. It's just straight, see? As compared to the the P14, which has got the double for going click, click with the rear volley. That's it. I like these little videos. They're giving me something to do on my days off.